A man and a woman are hospitalized in a late-night shooting on a MARTA bus. This happened on Roswell Road in Sandy Springs.
The suspected gunman is one of the two who were shot. And Good Day's Mark Teichner is live in Sandy Springs with more on this story. Mark, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, guys. And MARTA police seem to think this is going to be an accidental discharge situation where the man who apparently fired the gun not only found himself injured, but also in a whole lot of trouble. MARTA Bus 5 was heading north on Roswell Road in Sandy Springs Wednesday night when a shot was fired on board. Police say the bullet went through the gunman's arm and then hit a woman in the knee area. She stayed on the bus, but the alleged gunman jumped off and ran towards the nearby Church of Scientology parking lot. Sandy Springs police, who responded around 11:15, followed the blood trail and found the injured man in the back of the church. Paramedics rushed both him and the injured woman to North Fulton Medical Center with non-life-threatening injuries. Police then spent hours looking for the gun. MARTA police say the investigation continues, but they believe this is going to end up being an accidental shooting. They also say when the suspect is released from the hospital, he'll face reckless conduct and aggravated assault charges. At least 5 other passengers were riding on the bus. None of them, nor the driver, was hurt. After being interviewed, the other passengers were put on a different MARTA bus and left the scene. At last check, the female victim was in stable condition. The name of that male suspect has not yet been released. Reporting live from Sandy Springs, I'm Mark Teichner for Good Day Atlanta.
All right, Mark, thank you. Time now 8:04, and Henry County police are searching for a man they say used a rifle to smash windows at a home, crashed through a locked gate, then rammed his SUV into the back of the house. Let's take a look here at Ernest Scott. He's also accused of smashing a BMW's windshield. That car was parked right outside the home. Scott is wanted on charges including criminal damage to property and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony.
In Northwest Atlanta, police are searching for the gunman responsible for a shooting that left 4 men wounded. This happened inside and outside a food mart on Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard yesterday evening. Officers said an argument between known parties escalated into gunfire, and the victims range from 30 to 60 years old.
Flowery Branch police are encouraging more victims to contact them after 2 men were arrested in connection to multiple rape cases at an apartment complex. Officers have charged 19-year-old Travion Hudson and 21-year-old Amari Harrison after several victims came forward to law enforcement. The crimes happened at the Tree Park Apartments in Flowery Branch, and investigators say victims, including several young people, met the men on social media.
A former Gwinnett County School special needs bus driver has been convicted of child molestation and public indecency. A jury found Stephen Edward Wilkins guilty of performing sex acts on himself while driving a school bus with special needs students on board. This was back in 2023. A judge sentenced Wilkins to 20 years with 5 to serve in prison. He must also register as a sex offender for life.
Developing news now at 8:06 in Paulding County. A 62-year-old U.S. Army veteran is in the ICU with a brain bleed after a severe beating.
It happened at a home in the Oakley Point neighborhood. Police say the 2 men who rented rooms in the same house got into a dispute that turned violent. Investigators say the suspect later knocked on a neighbor's door after the attack.
My wife and I opened the door. He said that he had to kill someone that he was sharing a house with. My wife said, "We need to call the police." Then he said, "Please call the police."
Paulding County Sheriff's deputies found Taylor Trueblood outside the home. They questioned him and arrested him on charges of aggravated battery.
A lot of the victim's injuries are leading us to believe that it may be more than just his hands. There was some speculation about some household furniture that may have been involved. The suspect continued to beat the victim until he was unconscious.
He beat the gentleman severely to where he's in ICU. He has brain bleeding and a fractured skull.
Scary situation here. Both men had rented rooms at the home through the online room rental Pad Split. That home is no longer listed for rentals.
Turning to a Fox 5 News alert, DeKalb County police have issued a Maddie's call for an at-risk elderly man. They're looking for 77-year-old Steve Chang. There he is on your screen right there. He suffers from dementia and was last seen leaving the hospital last night around 6 o'clock in the evening. If you see him, you're asked to call 911.
President Donald Trump made a stop in Metro Atlanta Wednesday, promoting his administration's latest initiative for children, while also lending his support to Georgia's Republican nominee for governor.
Yeah, the visit drew both supporters and protesters. And Good Day's Kim Loeffler joins us now with more on that. Kim, good morning.
Good morning. Well, President Trump spoke at Wheeler High School on Wednesday. He was promoting his federal investment accounts for kids, but protesters also spoke out against having the event at a school. President Donald Trump used his visit to Cobb County to unveil details of his new Trump Accounts program. Under the plan, babies born during his second term get a $1,000 federal contribution towards an investment account.
Their parents, grandparents, employers, and loved ones can contribute up to $5,000 a year. And with the modest contribution, these accounts will reach hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Joining the president on Air Force One was the family of First Lieutenant Tyler Feehan, the Georgia soldier killed in the Middle East last week.
We will carry Tyler's memory in our hearts forever, and I just want to thank you. It's an honor to have you here today.
President Trump also invited Georgia's Republican nominee for governor, Rick Jackson, to the stage. Jackson said if elected, he wants Georgia to match the federal contribution to the Trump accounts.
I believe our legislature will approve that. If they don't, I will personally donate it myself.
Jackson's Democratic opponent, Keisha Lance Bottoms, responded in a statement saying there's a clear choice in the race and that she would work for Georgians. Outside of the venue, hundreds of protesters gathered, saying they believe the event was too political to be held at a public high school.
It tends to lean and look more like a candidate event and a campaign event than something that's supposed to be celebrating Cobb County schools.
Our tax dollars should not be going towards a political rally being held in one of our neighborhood public high schools.
Now, during the event, President Trump also endorsed Republican Senate candidate Mike Collins, candidate for Lieutenant Governor Greg Dolezal, and Attorney General candidate Brian Strickland. Live this morning in downtown Atlanta, Kim Loeffler for Good Day Atlanta.
Kim, thank you. Funeral services for the late Senator Lindsey Graham have been finalized. 2 services will take place next week, one in Washington, D.C., the other in his home state of South Carolina.
His sister's office says the D.C. service will be on July 28th, and that President Trump will give a tribute. The senator will be laid to rest the next day in South Carolina after a public funeral procession and a private family ceremony.
It is